How can we overcome our addiction to painkillers or other types of pills that we rely on a regular basis? There are a lot of people out in society who rely on painkillers, for example, for PMS, or maybe they can't sleep and so they're relying on sleep medication, or maybe they're struggling with their stomach and digesting food that isn't good for them, and so they pop antacids. And today I'm going to talk about my own struggle with antacids. When I was in my 20s and I was going to university, I actually had a problem with antacids. I was a vegetarian and I did a really good job on my diet at maintaining the vegetarian diet. But what I found disturbing as a vegetarian was my stomach was getting worse and worse at digesting food and dealing with stress. It would bubble up. I would feel like I need to lie down. And I also had mono at a young age when I was starting to date. That didn't help either. It also contributed to my stomach and digestive problems. And there were many days where I was literally lying in bed and typing up my homework on a laptop from bed because I just didn't want to get out of bed. That's how sick I was and how addicted to antacids I was at the time. And I was still able to attend university and finish because I was very determined to do so, and I didn't want to let my time and my money or my effort go to waste. But it was an extremely stressful and competitive program. I didn't have a car. I was relying on the bus to get in and out of campus, and it would take all of my energy at that time in order to maintain that lifestyle and still get good grades at my school. So I chose to live at home with my parents because they were able to take care of me a little bit. I still had to do a lot to take care of myself, but there were some things I didn't need to worry about, like groceries and some cooking. But what ended up happening and how I overcame this addiction that I had to antacids was really a destined meeting with some vegetarians that I met in North York, which is a neighborhood in Toronto. I lived there for an internship, and this Taiwanese family introduced the concept of removing onions and garlic from my diet. And I chose to implement that advice to see if it would work, to see if it would get me off of antacids. And it's worked like a charm. And my addiction to antacids went away. I no longer needed them. When I was very strict about removing onions and garlic from my diet, my stomach started to function. I no longer needed the pills. And I was able to operate normally. I was able to get out of bed. I was able to do my homework in the library or do my work in my workplace. And it was very straightforward. I suddenly started having this amazing normal life, no problems with my stomach. Now, the solutions to everybody's pill problems might look a little bit different. If you're in pain because of PCOS, for example, you might need to go see a doctor in order to get help with that. And I do recommend going to see your walk-in doctor to try to get help, or a more specialized doctor if you need to go see a gynecologist in that case. Sometimes the family doctors don't always give you the best advice because they're too general and they don't understand your specific situation, and so you need a specialist. For sleep, there are so many things that you can do to enhance your sleep. You can listen to guided visualizations specifically designed for sleep. You can block out the light in your room. You can wear little blinders over your eyes to stop light coming in. If you can't block out the light in your room, you can wear earplugs. You can have a white noise machine. You can have an air conditioner or a dehumidifier or fans. There's so many things to do to control the sound, the temperature, the light, in order to make the conditions ideal for you to sleep. At times I've struggled with sleep, but I've never had a huge problem with it, but occasionally I've had some problems when I'm stressed out. And so adding these into my routine in order to sleep have been extremely helpful and allowed me to sleep and never needed any pills or any assistance with sleeping. You also just want to unwind and not use too many electronics before bed, and that will also aid in your sleep and allow you to sleep more peacefully. And you want to maintain a good sleep schedule, and you want to sleep between midnight and 2 o'clock as part of your sleep schedule as often as possible. There can be exceptions to this because we all have different biorhythms, and there is one unique biorhythm where people really want to stay up late at night and wake up later in the morning. There is that unique type. But if you're not that type, I recommend that you sleep in a window where that includes midnight to 2 o'clock, because everything is quiet and your body does a lot of healing between those times. It's just really good for you to get a regular night's sleep. Go to bed at 11, sleep through until 7 or 8 o'clock. And some people can survive on less sleep. I would say that's up to you. If you're really disciplined and you're really engaged and you have a lot of other supportive habits for your health, like you exercise and you're really good at your diet and you relax and then you feel recharged on 4 or 5 hours of sleep and you need to work more in order to achieve your goals, that is up to you. You have to be responsible for that and make a good judgment on whether that's working for your health or not working for your health. Because the thing about sleep is it just does so many things for your health. Sometimes sleep in itself allows you to lose more weight and it allows you to heal from more illnesses than even exercise and diet do. In fact, if you are working really hard at your exercise and diet and you're not losing weight, but your sleep is not that good, if you fix your sleep, often that's the key that fixes your health. So again, I would say it really depends on the person, but don't underestimate the value of sleep. It's really, really important, and you don't want to be reliant on a medication in order to get sleep, because when you're reliant on that medication, then what will happen when you wake up, you'll be more groggy and then you'll need more caffeine or more medication to get you going during the day, and then you'll need more medication in order to fall asleep at night, and that's not good for your health either. That just increases the amount of pills in your diet. The point of my story is there's so many natural solutions that we may never even consider because we just haven't thought things through that allow us to avoid pills. And when we avoid pills, our body takes better care of us. Our body can really regulate well and maintain our health in so many amazing ways if we allow it to. But if we keep interfering with our health by feeding ourselves pills, it makes our body weaker over time. And so you don't want to take pills for things like antacids or pain unless you really absolutely have to take them. When I had problems with PMS in the past, a big solution was to drink more water. I was just dehydrated. And when I hydrated myself correctly, that fixed a lot of pain and took the edge off of it. And then I didn't really need that much medication in order to deal with the pain, except maybe one day, a limited number of hours, I might need one pill. So find those solutions for you that work for you and your health that help you avoid taking unnecessary medication. Of course, when you need it and you need to go to the hospital and you have a problem, take the pills that you need to take, absolutely.